Hold on. Hello,
Is this LaBrescia?
Brescia.
LaBrescia? This is Officer Duker's Madison Police Department.
Oh, hi.
Hello. I am just trying to see how I can help you. Officer Pratt is no longer the mental health officer in the North District here. I am, so...
Oh, okay. Well, the thing is that, I've been going through my medical documents and stuff, and I've been seeing his name a lot, and I know I talked to him maybe 3 times over the last 5 years, and I met him at Journey Mental Health. But I was starting to realize that every time I filed a police report about criminal activity, he was the one following up on it, when autism and cognitive impairment has nothing to do with mental health.
Well, they're not treatable mental illnesses, but they're regular police officers don't have as much
Knowledge.
I guess experience. Yeah, knowledge and experience with it. And the mental health officers in the department work with the Journey Mental Health clinicians, and so that's generally why the mental health officers get forwarded reports or plugged into situations.
Okay. But the situations that they were being plugged into most of the time has nothing to do with mental health.
Okay.
So like when I filed a police report like recently about how I am not cognitively able to take care of myself or my children, and I'm at risk for neglect and abuse, which I keep being neglected and abused by the system and in long-term care. And he said that's a civil thing, that like he wasn't like taking it seriously.
Well, have you tried contacting the Adult Protective Services then?
Yes, I have. And because Dane County all work together and are trying to hide criminal activity, that hasn't been good so far. So every time I try to apply for a program, they screen it out. Just like with CPS and all this other stuff. Like I'm going through records of CPS and I'm reading stuff, and I've had like 10 to 20 screenings, and they've all been screened out except for one where somebody said something, whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is the program that I'm in is supposed to provide a service, and they're committing fraud. So when I filed the recent report and no one contacted me again, and I keep doing this over and over and over, keep filing police reports and nobody's responding. So recently, I think it was July 29th, I went to the North District. I asked for him, Charles Pratt, because I keep seeing his name on my paperwork. He wasn't available. Then I talked to the lady at the front desk who said that the report was going to be filed. And then when I called her yesterday, she said to call the self-reporting people. So the self-reporting people emailed me this morning and said stop emailing them, when I just reported fraud and neglect and abuse. Anytime anybody is at risk for abuse, or I don't remember the exact words, but being autistic and having severe memory impairment, it cannot be ignored. So saying to stop emailing them is crazy. So now I'm going on Facebook. I'm going to post all of that shit because now I'm pissed off.
Okay. Well,
I keep saying the same thing over and over. So if I don't get the help that I need and people keep neglecting me, it's going to keep going on for years, because it's not just me, it's my kids too.
Well, what they're going to do is if Adult Protective Services is who needs to do this all. This isn't a criminal matter. It is a civil matter. That's where the Adult Protective Services and the county resources are civil. That will all go through civil court.
So neglect and abuse is not criminal. It's civil.
Well, what one person's perception of neglect and abuse doesn't necessarily make that the systems or
okay. What's the law? So what's the law against neglect and abuse? So if my mother called you right now, and she said, my daughter is being neglected and abused because I have schizophrenia and they're not taking care of her. And by law, my choice is her guardian.
Okay, so is your mother your guardian?
No, my choice is because they're the person that's supposed to provide me with the caregivers. I'm supposed to have a 24-hour caregiver. So how is this not a criminal activity if I'm not getting what I need?
Because it's a civil activity. It's a contract breach, basically. So you would need to go to the court and sue My Choice for not providing you the services that they're supposed to provide you.
Okay, hold on. Let me... I'm putting this into chat because I use it to communicate.
Yeah, if My Choice is supposed to be your provider, your service provider, and they're not providing you the service, then you need to, first you have to complain to whatever...
I already did that shit already.
...government organization monitors their behavior, and then ultimately...
They're not doing that. That's why I call the police.
Civil lawsuit then.
How is it a civil lawsuit for a... Like, if I go beat an elderly person or starve her, you're going to tell them to go to civil court? Because by me not getting the food and stuff that I need, that's abuse.
Those are two very separate, different things. If you go physically assault someone,
then that's
obviously a crime.
Okay, what about taking away my transportation? What about taking away food? If I don't have food, they know that what about medication? If I overdose, so it's all civil. Me not getting my medication for my health is all civil.
So, I mean, the police don't enforce things between, like, your service providers. There's HIPAA. There are laws that protect people from police being able to look into your records and your medical things. That's all protected by HIPAA. Police can't see that stuff to begin with. That's why it has to go through the regulatory agencies. Whoever My Choice is regulated by, there's some upper federal agency or county agency or city agency that licenses and gives My Choice permission to exist. And that's who needs to be told, hey, they're not doing their job. Then those people, the regulatory people, would go in and call My Choice and say, what's going on? Why am I getting a complaint that you're not providing whatever services? And then My Choice has to answer to them. Now, way down the road, if there's neglect or anything like that, then whatever state or county or federal agency is employing My Choice, they would then reach out to the police for something. But that is not now. Like, you can't just come to us and say My Choice isn't doing their job. Arrest
That's
them.
not what I said. I said I'm a vulnerable adult who is being neglected.
Yes.
And it says here, for vulnerable adults in Wisconsin, if someone is physically harmed, sexually abused, being stolen from or neglect a vulnerable adult, it can be charged as a crime or related status. It is harm is severe or involves intentional neglect. It's a felony.
Yeah, that
and I can prove that. And I dropped off 100 pages worth of evidence that was happening, where I don't know where it is right now.
You have to go through the agency. You have to go through the regulatory process with the agency. They have to be able to show that they are providing the services or are not. It's all a civil issue. You have to contact whoever governs My Choice.
Okay, and can you get that? No, we're not talking about a job. We're talking about abuse and neglect of a vulnerable adult.
We're talking about the job, the service that My Choice provides.
Okay, the service that My Choice provides is the same service that I provide to my children. I am their guardian who is not capable of caring for them. My choice is my guardian.
How can you be a guardian of somebody if you have a guardian yourself?
That is exactly.
Okay.
Why should I be that's why CPS was supposed to take them or make their father get them. That's why the judge was supposed to agree to the emergency hearing to get the help that I need. But they didn't do that.
Because that's in the court system. That has nothing to do with
Yes,
law
but we're not
enforcement.
talking about
nothing to do
that.
with
We're
the police.
talking about the abuse and neglect of a vulnerable adult. Me and my children are all autistic. I have a traumatic brain injury. You're not listening right now. That is not a civil. It's not. I'm reading it right now online. It says abuse or neglect of a vulnerable adult is a crime in Wisconsin.
But
Law
that's
enforcement
your
are
perception is
mandated
abuse or
reporters
neglect.
and cannot refuse to take my statement. That's what it says.
Then you have to make the statement. To
I made
whoever is-
plenty of statements, and you just said that it's civil. I filed so many police reports through email and in person, and they've all been ignored.
So then, what is that? If you file,
So that
the
means
report
that
here,
not
then
only are the other Dane County agencies not following laws, the police are doing the same thing and saying it's civil.
Because we don't have the authority to do anything.
If
What you perceive as
I
abuse
did
or
not
neglect
feed my
may not be
children
abuse
or
neg-
give them
Okay.
medication, then I would go to jail. I know this because CPS has been called on me before because somebody claimed that I did not give my child medication. I am required, I am medically necessary, required medication and a 24-hour caregiver. I don't have that because the insurance company is taking $3,000 to $5,000 per month and pocketing it and not providing me the service. That is neglect and abuse.
And what is my choice saying about it?
They're saying we're going to keep doing what we're going to do because nobody's going to do anything about it. We see your emails to the police. We see your emails to APS and no one cares. You're black. That's what they're doing about it.
Okay, so you have that in writing somewhere. You have some evidence.
I sent you
an.
So did you get the packet that I dropped off that I video recorded
No.
given to the lady at the front desk? Who has the
No.
packet with all the evidence?
I don't know.
Okay, so you don't have it, but my stuff is always transferred over to the mental health police officer.
Okay, yeah, I don't have it.
Okay.
Is this something that you can make additional copies of and email to me?
I could get you something else, but I can't get you exactly everything. I sent the whole 200 pages. I can't get all of that and email it to you.
Okay.
But if you give me your email, I can send you the self-reporting people have everything, and they just told me to stop emailing them today. So I'm sure you can just get it from them because they have literally everything. Dane County has everything.
Let me see then.
The news has everything. Everybody has everything.
That. Let me see if they've got things that are scanned in that I can read.
I doubt it. It looks like they just throw shit in the garbage.
Are you at 128 Kennedy Heights?
No, that's my old address. I lived there probably like 5 years ago.
Where are you at now?
113 Kennedy Heights. Isis, can you put your shoes on?
So, yeah. There's two different jackets in here. One for 128 and one for 113. Did you file all of this information with a self-report?
No, the one on July 29th, I did not. I called them and I asked them.
I'm going back to November of last year.
No, I filed
In here.
No, I filed like 20 police reports after that.
Okay, so this is
I just did one July
This is
29th.
like stolen money or something.
Oh, yeah, that's when my landlord's community center took my $500 rent check that said rent and cashed it as a donation. But I mean, those things happen when you're being exploited because you have a disability. when you're supposed to have a case manager, maybe you should call her. She'd probably tell you that I'm mentally.
Who is your case manager?
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me find it. Because maybe she can just explain to you that I'm crazy.
Yeah, I can call them and find out what's going on.
Yeah, that would be good, because then they can say that I'm crazy, and then you can say, then why is she taking care of herself?
Well, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm definitely
be a
far
question
from
I could
crazy.
ask her.
Okay, her name is Tasia Braun.
Spell it for me.
Tayja. And I'm looking for her number. I told him to.
You said T is in Tom?
Yep.
Tasia?
Yep,
Okay.
Tasia Braun.
Braun, like Braun?
Yep.
Okay.
Her phone number is 608-245-3528.
And that's supposed to be your case manager?
She's my case manager, and then above her, you can get the nurse's information from her if you want it, but I have my own nurse as well, because I'm in long-term care. They're supposed to be helping me. So that, yeah.
Okay. What is the nurse's name?
I think her name is Jen. I never hear from the nurse. I think her name is Jen, but it's in the...
As long as I can get a case manager or somebody that I can talk to over there, I can call and find out what their excuse is. So let me call over there and find out what they have to say about the whole thing, and then I will call you back.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, let's go. Hello.
Hello, Labrisha.
Yes.
This is Officer Douglas calling you back.
Okay.
Okay, so I just got off the phone with my choice, and sounds like Dave said they've been calling you, trying to contact you to set up appointments, and you never call back, or let them come in to do assessments or whatever, and they have all the documented dates and times that they've tried to call you. So is this? I mean, they're saying that they're reaching out to try and work with you, but you're not reciprocating. You're not working back with them. They said
I
that
tried
you're not rated to have around the clock service.
Oh, that's what they said.
That's what they told me, is that you have not been assessed for that level of need that they're going to provide around the clock staff or care there.
Assessed by who? Assessed by a case manager or assessed by a nurse? A nurse doesn't have that.
Okay, did you go to court a couple of weeks ago and lose?
Court? A court about what?
Yeah. About your complaints, about them not doing
No,
their
I
job.
didn't know. I did not. I went to a committee meeting, which I recorded, like I do everything. So no,
Okay.
no, I did not go
Well,
to court. Well, they're lying, and regardless.
And if CPS is screening out that your children that you are not to the point where they need to take the children away, that's between you and CPS.
If
Police
I have
nothing that we can do
doctor
about it.
letters that says that it's medically necessary for them to help me, and for them to say, because they're an insurance company, that I don't meet those needs, when I have documented assessments by doctors, 12-hour evaluations, I could literally forget that I'm cooking and go take a shower. Like, come on now. And then
so that, but how do you have a driver's license then? So should I put a thing in there to have your driver's license removed? Should I put a condition?
You should. Yeah, you probably should if that's gonna help.
Okay.
If that's gonna help, then go ahead. But they're supposed to provide me transportation. You can threaten me all the fuck you want, but at the end of the day, they're committing a crime, and you're not reporting neglect and abuse.
They're not committing any crime.
They are committing a crime by law. They are.
They're not.
Yes, they are. And I'm going to prove it. Yes, they are. And you got my paperwork, and I want it back.
I don't have.
Because I can give it to a different police department.
Oh, well, first off, you can't because.
Wait, hold on. I'm mentally ill. Wait, hold on. Your department is saying I'm mentally ill. Why aren't they doing anything?
I have not said anything about you being
You're a mentally ill officer, so why am I on my own when I have paperwork from the ADRC?
You're telling me that you have autism, and that's not a treatable mental illness.
But you guys said that I have, but you're not an autism specialist. My doctor is, who got the report.
No.
So why do they keep giving my paperwork to mental health officers if I'm not mentally ill? But you guys are saying I am. I didn't went through a whole bunch of Dane County paperwork.
Yep. So apparently, from what my choice is saying, that every time that you get caregivers or for your children or for you that you don't like, you fire them, and that's
not true. We have high needs, and nobody can work for my son. He breaks things. Like, come on, did you read any paperwork? Like, they can continue to try to blame this on me, but at the end of the day, I'm the one who needs help. And I'm going to keep fighting for it until I get it. We can go live. We can go for Facebook. Sure. We can go on the news. We can do whatever the fuck y'all want to do. I will file the police report on police. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Well, you certainly can. You can
okay, and that's what I'm going to do. Have a nice day. Have a nice day.